To the next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, editor-in-chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to our Authors Network. This is where we celebrate authors. We talk about authorship and all the things surrounding it and just how you can show up with your words. So today I have some of my amazing contributing writers with PFF taking center stage on the Own It Publishing magazine and publishing platform. Let me go ahead and let them on in. Hey, good morning, Teresa. Hey, Audrey, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you ladies this morning? I know we have another contributing writer that's going to be dropping in just a moment. So we'll let him in as soon as he gets here. But let's go ahead and start out with some introductions for those who have not met you before. Teresa, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do.
Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. And I'm Teresa Palmer. I'm a holistic cardiology nurse practitioner, and I'm known as the nurse who connects individuals to their heart. And by that, I mean I connect them to their inner knowing. I look at the heart from a whole perspective rather than what could go wrong with the heart. I look at how your heart can be your ally. And I bridge the gap between Eastern medicine, Eastern traditions, and Western medicine, Western cardiology. And right now, I'm in Alabama. And that's my introduction.
Awesome. Thanks, Teresa. Welcome, welcome. All right, Audrey, please introduce yourself as well.
Well, hello from Canada. I am a aromatherapist, an Ikigai coach. So I help people find their purpose with natural solutions through smell, touch, taste, and just open up a whole world to what your body can do for itself and how it can heal, how it can grow, how it, you can just open up your world to life and wonderful life. Mm-hmm. That's
Absolutely,
me.
absolutely. A wonderful life indeed. Well, welcome, welcome, ladies, to our Authors Network. So I want you to please share with everyone your works that you guys have the stuff that you've written and or collaborated in. So Teresa, please share your book and then also share with them where they can purchase the books as well. And then we're going to dig on into our question of the day.
Okay. My book is called Heal Your Heart from Within, and it was published by Balboa Press, which is the sister company, sister publishing house to Hay House. And I'm a member of the Hay House authors writing entrepreneurship community. And my book can be found on Amazon.com, which most people go to Amazon.com. It's also on BalboaPress.com. It's on BooksAMillion.com, and it's in Barnes and Noble. So any of those places, the book is really giving you the knowledge and the self tools to use your heart as an ally. So, and right now I'm in the process of writing a book that expands on that into a lot more detail, that really goes into a lot of the ancient wisdom of the heart, really using your heart as your ally. That's me.
Love that. Love that. Thank you, Teresa. All right, Audrey, please share with them your books that you have out there available and what you might be working on as well.
Yeah. So I'm working on a couple. I've was in a collaboration book, and it's called Heal. Oh, nice train.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's toot toot for healing, right? So I'm in a book. I was written in a collaboration book with 13 other women called Heal. You can find that on Amazon.com. Um, and it's just that was my story. That one was my story going through a brain infection and how I healed it naturally with essential oils. So, and I wrote that one while I was going through it. So I actually had the brain infection while I was writing the book and that chapter. So it's when I look at it, it's like I don't know how I did that and how I got through that. Um, support, support. And the book I'm writing in now is another collaboration book. 13 must be a good number for me because it's 13 other women professionals and it's called She Thrives. It's launching October 16th 17th in Calgary, Alberta. So I'm
Yes.
excited about that. It is virtual too, so if anybody wants to come on virtually and um, check that out, it'll be awesome. But it's on hormones and menopause and just women's health and how to navigate through that all. My um, chapter is actually on self responsibility. And so I'm very excited to have that launch. So that's kind of what I'm working on.
Oh, that sounds just absolutely magnificent. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that to come out. And you will also have some support. So let's after this, let's go ahead and meet and talk about how we as a author community can help you to, you guys get to that number one bestseller together. So it's always better together. So thanks, Audrey. Welcome, welcome, Mr. JLE, Jeffrey Edwards in the house. How are you,
What
Jeffrey?
up, though, everybody? How y'all feeling?
Good, good. So, hey, introduce yourself real quick. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and then let them know about some of those books that you have out there as well. And then we're going to dig on into our question.
All right. As y'all see, Autumn's just journalist, CEO, host of three Jelly brand shows, interview show, Help You Find a Purpose, sports show, Go Lions Be One, and a social show, talk about all social issues. I have four books on Amazon.com. My latest book, Jelly Daily Devotions, amazing quotes to help you throughout the entire year to find your purpose and get motivated for goals. So check it out. And now I'm working to edit my comedy movie, and I'm working to finish my political thriller book.
Nice, nice. Well, you have definitely been busy. And look, and he
Hmm.
was also one of our authors in the Unsnapped anthology that came out this year as well. We had
Yep,
Unsnapped
best
Women's
selling, but I
and
can't
Men's
put that up
edition.
there.
Best
Yep,
selling, and
yep.
international seller as well. So thank you for joining us on that as well, Jeffrey. So
Appreciate
today's topic is the success of an author. Everybody looks at being an author differently. Some people look at it as, hey, I'm going to write this book and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to, make millions of dollars on this book. Or they want to just really make an impact, that they can leave behind that legacy. For me, myself personally, I give a lot of books away, when I'm out and about because I really just want to touch somebody's heart. All the books that I've ever, even collaborated in or been a visionary of have been stories from trauma to triumph. So that's just really helping people to get to the other side of things. And yeah, the money book sales are great. But for me personally, it's more of that, what can I leave behind? What is someone going to say when Tiffany Williams Parra has left this earth? What are some of the things that will be said? And hopefully there will be some goodness said from the books that I've created. So, Teresa, we're going to start with you. So, how do you measure the success as an author? Do you measure it through book sales, personal fulfillment, or the impact that you will leave behind?
No, I certainly don't measure it with book sales. I don't measure it by being a best-selling author or being an international best-selling author, because basically those are just labels. It really doesn't say who you are. And I think we all have a message and we have something to give, a message to give out there. And mine was around health, healing the heart, my practice. I actually started writing the book in 2020. And at the time, it was called Finding Sanctuary in the Pandemic Age. And I was told by the publisher in no uncertain terms that they didn't want that as a title for the book, although they published it at the time because it was giving people the confidence and the information that they needed and the tools to take care of themselves and to have the self responsibility for their health. So they published it, and that was the only reason. After that, they wanted me to change the title. I changed things around a little bit and it became Heal Your Heart from Within. But I wrote the book because I want people to be empowered. And I think, especially when it comes to our heart, we're really not empowered because
Mm,
in 30 years of cardiology practice, I could count on one hand the number of people that didn't view their heart from the perspective of what could go wrong with it. People came to our cardiology office when they thought something was wrong with their heart. And as I began to see that more and more, I wanted to change that because our heart is really our ally. And if you look at even traditions, our heart sustains, gives and sustains life. So that means our heart is the most important organ in the body. You literally can't live without it. And to view your heart just as what could go wrong with it is fear based.
mm,
So I teach people how to make that connection to their heart to get to know themselves and also how to use their intuition and to become self aware. And you can't practice self care without being self aware. So for me, success was all about and still is about touching people like you said, who's being helped with my book. I recently found out somebody had contacted me that I hadn't heard from in a while. And I had gone
mm.
to school with this person, actually like eighth grade, and we
Oh,
had lost touch and then got back in touch. And she contacted me recently via Facebook Messenger. And she said, I have to tell you, your book got me through cancer.
wow.
She had a 3-year battle with cancer. And it was a fairly serious cancer, but now she's in remission. So
Oh,
thankfully for that. But she said she read my book and she said she passed it around to everybody who was undergoing chemo. So she said every chemo treatment, she brought the book because she wanted the other individuals to be empowered. And she said, you don't know how disempowered you are until you go through something like cancer.
mm,
So that's what she used it for. And it was something I had never thought of. I had never thought of that at all. But here people were being touched, and I was so happy to hear that. People were being touched that at the time cardiology was the furthest thing, or their heart was the furthest thing from their mind because of what they were battling. But they used it to empower themselves. So I think to me, that's the measure of success is does your message get out there? And you don't know who's being touched by your message. So does it matter if you're bestseller, international bestseller? None of that matters. How many book sales? What really matters is what impact is your book making on people?
yeah,
No.
yeah. Thank you, Teresa. Wow, that's amazing. That is so amazing to just hear that your book helped somebody through something like cancer. That it gave me the chills. So wow, thank you for that. Audrey, how do you measure success as an author? Book sales, personal fulfillment, impact that you're going to leave behind.
Um, being kind of a newer author, um, the the book sales aren't it either. Although when you do sell a lot of books, you know you're making a big impact, right? People are then buying your books, and then your story's getting out there, and that's where it makes the impact. So yeah, the sales, um, it's not really a measure of success because they can buy the book and then not read it, right? So then
True. So
a
true.
lot of people do that. They buy the book and then it sits on the shelf. It's like sometimes those new pair of shoes, you buy them and they sit there forever. Or in my case, they buy essential oils and they sit on the shelf forever, right? That kind of thing. So sales, not necessarily is, the the one that's making you successful, right? Because it can sit on the shelf. But those who read it and those who hear your story or the story within the compilation book of other people, and how that's the impact. Um, and then the personal growth to me when I'm writing a book
Mm,
is is very impactful, because then the change in me is also what people see. It's not only the book itself, it may be that people notice a change in me, or like, wow, you're calmer, wow, your eyes shine more, whatever that is, right? What are you doing to do that? And they may ask questions of that, right? Like, what are you going through right now? You know, and that can create the ripple effect and the impact. And a couple of people were in the magazine. I just sent it out to a bunch of my friends, right? Even in the magazine. And she's like, wow, that is so amazing, you know? And she's a writer herself. Like, I mean, I feel she could write poetry. Like, she's amazing. So even with that, just sending them out to people and saying, hey, you could do this too, because you're amazing, and it will change your life. So it's those ripple effects with just the little things, changing yourself, you know, book sales,
yeah.
and maybe you get it out there again and go, hey, did you ever get this book? Maybe you should take it off the shelf, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Pull it
Yeah.
out, read it. So those are kinds of
Oh,
the things that for me are the little things that impact big.
yes. Yes. Oh, I love that. And you hit it a little bit with as you're sharing that story, right? It really is therapeutic to share your story and get it out there. And I think that sometimes that's the success for people, because they may really have something that they went through in their life that they're holding in, and that energy is just in there, and it's like, oh, but once they write it and they get it out and they share their story, it's like weight lifted off your shoulders. And it's almost like when you're forgiving someone that did something to you, like very, very stupid, that you've just been holding on to for years, and finally after you say I'm sorry, or you or not I'm sorry, but you forgive that person, you're forgiving that person, so you can just release that and just be done. And I think with writing your story and sharing, that is to me success as well, being able to get it out there and being able to get through the trauma, right? It's almost like saying, hey, look, I'm going to stand on my story, not in my story. So
Yeah.
thank you, Audrey.
And the
All
first book
right.
that I wrote, remember, it was written while I was going through it. So
Right.
you can even do that. Write it while you're going through it.
Yeah.
It's like
That's very,
journaling, right?
that's very powerful though. Oh man. All right, Mr. Jeffrey, you are up. So how do you measure success as an author? Is it through book sales, personal fulfillment, or the impact that you're leaving behind?
Well, all the things your wonderful author said was very eloquent, very well spoken. For me, I believe to even write it, you have achieved, because some people today are fearful to put their stories out there,
Mm,
and and they can be very impactful for others. And on another side, because I'm a capitalist at heart, I need your coins. Oh, America, world, look at your boy. I need that help because you need this comedy movie. You want this comedy movie. It's going to change your life. You're going to go see it and be on the floor laughing. So help your boy out. That's all I'm saying. Just help it. Just a little bit.
Get those books, right? Just get those books. Oh goodness! Look, I can't wait for the movie to come out. I definitely do support, and let them know too. You do have your YouTube where you are sharing some of those moments as well, giving them a little snippet of that. So
Middle ground jelly. Story time with jelly. Go over there. And I'm being truthful because I don't want to be, but this is my journey. Trust me, I'm private. But you gotta do God's work, unfortunately. So I gotta put my business out there. You're gonna laugh.
Yep.
Go check the stories out.
Look, and putting your business out there, it's going to help other people laugh at themselves, right?
And
Because
it makes me
we
so
all go
vulnerable.
through stuff. We all go through stuff. So, oh my goodness. Well, look, I know that there's going to be people out there that would love to connect with you all, work with you. Teresa, share with everyone how they can get in touch with you, and then give the authors just a little bit of little words of wisdom, words of encouragement for some of those authors that are trying to get out there and share their story, and or some of those ones that have maybe shared their story and just haven't been very successful in their eyes. So go ahead, Teresa.
Well, how to get in touch with me is fairly simple. I do have a website. It's being revamped, but it still is a viable website at this point, and people could actually put in their email, contact me. My new website will also give them a free gift, but we're not quite there yet. And that's wellbeinggal, all one word, .com. I'm also on Instagram at well_being_gal, and you could certainly message me on that, or you could find me on Facebook. And I'm willing to work with anybody who would like any type of a holistic cardiology consultation, wants to know more about breath work, meditation, um, wants to learn more about working with their heart. And what I would say to any author is I would tell any author, number one, just write it, put it out there, because that's important, is just get it out there, and don't even be concerned with even marketing your book. Just kind of put it out there. Don't go through the stress of the marketing, of trying to, the bestseller campaigns, the international seller campaigns. Those are all marketing tools, and those are fine and well. But the main point is to really just write, to get your book out there, and to put it out there and let it go where it needs to go, because it's going to find its place. And you may never know where that book goes. You may never know who is touched, who is helped by that book, who needed to hear it. But just write it, put it out there. Don't worry about it, because you could always go back. Once you have something out there, you could always go back and re-edit it, revamp it, change it around. But the important thing is to get your message out there, because we all have a message, and it's important. Somebody out there needs your message. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Teresa. Audrey.
Had to unmute myself. Yeah, so I love what Teresa says. Just get yourself out there, right? So the best way to get a hold of me is WhatsApp. I put my number on there because it's quick, it's easy. Just send me a message and then we could chat. I love the more person to person, so I'd love to be able to chat with you there. I am also on Facebook, Audrey Link, Instagram, all of that. So you can find me all the way around there. But my other message is that here, places like this, here's where you can market your book. Get onto Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, contact Tiffany, right? And get out there and, tell her. And then you can be on these, as well. Come on here. Talk about your book, right? That's where you can be. Get in the magazine. It's an amazing magazine. That as well. Or go into other magazines. They're all over the place, right?
Sure.
Get into other magazines. make your own magazine,
Hey, right?
whatever, right? And then bring other authors in. The world is your oyster. Get out there and just do it. Um, I was watching Mel Robbins this week in my convention, and she said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do the thing, whatever it is. Get
That's
out
right.
there and do it.
That's right. Ooh, the power of the five method. Okay.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Audrey. All right, Jeffrey.
You can reach me on Instagram at middle ground underscore with. Look up middle ground jelly. You'll see it on there. Same with TikTok, Facebook, Jeffrey Edwards. You can email me middleground with JLE, LLC at gmail.com. And the best advice, utilize your tools. So if you're on social media like most of us, go live and just keep going live. The people that you encounter going to pop their head in, and if you coming from the heart, talking about your book or read a page or two, they're gonna sit in. Tell them where to go buy it, and they word of mouth is still the number one way to get your stuff across as well.
So true.
And
So,
be
so
you
true.
when you do it. Don't try to be no wrestling character, no one. You got to be you to find your comfort zone and telling your story about whatever you got going on, what you're trying to do or sell.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Man, well, this has been an amazing Authors Network spotlight this morning. I hope y'all have gotten some really good nuggets out of this today. And if you're an author or an aspiring author and you want to get out there, as Audrey said, definitely reach out, connect with Phoenix Fitness Fanatics, connect with the Own It magazine and publishing platform. There are a multitude of magazines in the platform where you can be very visible and get the exposure that you want out there and that you might need. So I want to thank you three for joining me today. You all are amazing. I love having you in the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics family. We just dropped our September issue, y'all. So definitely get out there and check out the amazing articles that these individuals, as well as our other contributing writers, have put into the magazine. And also go ahead and subscribe to Own It Magazine as well. I've got some stuff out there. Teresa's in there as well. We kind of go out there and we cross pollinate in there to give you guys the best of the best because we want to see you guys show up and just be the best that you can be out there. So connect with us. We love you so much. Have an amazing day and we will see you next time, everybody. Take care.